Anyways, though, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. DDG94, back with another reaction video today. I'm finna react to. Do you remember these failed 90s TV shows from 1998? So, we're finna look at failed TV shows from 1998. I don't know any failed shows for the 90s. Well, actually, I don't know that many failed shows at all, really. But, yeah, we can get right into this, though. Anyways, though, without further ado, let's get right into it.
In this video, we're diving into 10 TV shows from 1998 that had their 15 minutes of fame. Whether they're cult classic, comedic misfires, or just downright bizarre concepts, these shows prove that sometimes even TV gold doesn't make it past one season. Leave us a comment below if you remember watching these. Super Adventure Team. Back in 1998, MTV brought us Super Adventure Team, a short-lived fever dream starring foul-mouthed puppets. Imagine Thunderbirds with a raunchy sense of humor and a mild identity crisis. It wasn't just a parody, it was a full-on takedown of the action-adventure genre. The Super Adventure Team was a crew of hilariously dysfunctional misfits, whose missions almost always ended in chaos. Think superheroes mixed with awkward puppet movements, exaggerated expressions, and even innuendo to make your grandma blush. The show gleefully embraced its marionette roots, turning every awkward stumble and over-the-top gesture into comedic gold. But this wasn't your typical saving-the-day narrative. The humor was dark, adult-oriented, and shamelessly poked fun at 90s culture and social norms. It was the kind of show that made you laugh and immediately wonder if you should feel bad about it. Despite its creative absurdity, Super Adventure Team was a bit too niche for MTV's broader audience. With only a handful of episodes, it vanished almost as quickly as it arrived. But for those lucky enough to discover it, the show became a cult classic, a dirty little secret of the late 90s television. So here's to Super Adventure Team, the wild puppet ride we didn't deserve but are glad existed, if only briefly. Ninja Turtles, The Next Mutation.
I heard about this, but I also heard that people just wasn't. The Ninja Turtles was just played out by this point.
This TV series, based on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles series, aired from September 12, 1997 to May 15, 1998. Fans who tuned into the Fox Kids network to catch the premiere of this train wreck likely haven't forgotten the horrors they saw. The series follows the Turtles, Leonardo, Raphael, Donatello, and Michelangelo. Their mission, as usual, to protect New York City from villains. However, it deviates from previous Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle versions in several ways. Splinter is creepy.
I'm very proud of all of you.
Leonardo is a jerk. And basically, the entire cast goes out of their way to be unlikable as possible. A female turtle named Venus de Milo is introduced as the newest member of the clan.
Seriously, I think you need to have a talk with Splinter about the birds and the bees.
The tie-in is that her backstory involves being separated from the original four turtles as a baby. Unlike the original series, Shredder takes a backseat to the new villains like the Dragon Lord and his warriors.
Listen to me, you sweat stain! I have hacked Elfin Ivory from here to Timbuktu! I'll let you baby seal pelts, dolphin hearts, mountain gorilla skulls!
The turtles are portrayed by actors in animatronic suits, similar to the live Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies. But since the production budget was noticeably smaller, they ended up looking like shockingly bad knockoffs at best. In one notable episode, the turtles cross over with the Power Rangers in Space Series, highlighting their shared network. Fans appreciated the attempt to explain the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle universe, but were critical of the changes to establish lore, especially the introduction of Venus to the main cast. The attempts at humor and storytelling themselves were the only real jokes to be found in its 26 episodes, lasting only one season before being canceled due to low ratings, which amounts to one season longer than it ever should have been allowed to.
What's that?
It's a turtle, Einstein.
Conan the Adventurer.
His destiny was to free the oppressed and become a king by his own hand. Conan.
The 90s television series Conan the Adventurer is a live-action fantasy adventure based on the iconic character Conan the Barbarian. This version was intended as a family-friendly adaptation, lighter in tone than the original stories and films, and developed specifically to get in on the surge of popularity of sword.
I remember this. They used to play the shit out these reruns. And niggas was actually watching this shit.
In sorcery TV shows during the 90s. We follow Conan, a mighty warrior, on his journey to avenge the death of his family and restore peace to the land. His main adversary is a sorcerer who has enslaved much of the world with his dark magic. Along the way, Conan battles various foes and encounters mystical forces, all while gathering allies and living by his code of honor. The show mixes action and fantasy with lighthearted adventure. Plenty of sword fights, magical creatures, and mystical settings kept enough people watching to finish out a whole season. The production value reflects what was typical of the time, with practical effects, stylized costumes, and lots of outdoor locations. The series ran for one season consisting of 22 episodes. While it had a decent following, it didn't achieve the same level of success as other fantasy shows of the era. Easier to remember titles like Hercules, The Legendary Journey, and Xena Warrior Princess simply stuck around longer. Despite its mixed reviews, fans of the sword and sorcery genre keep the show's legacy alive today. Damon.
Ah, yes, this happened. Damon Wayans had a TV show, and once again, they fucked him over, like they always do. I hate what they be doing to Damon Wayans, bro. Damon Wayans got an idea. It turns out really good, but the network is like, yeah, we gonna go in a different direction. The fuck? Try to get a cartoon show, we're gonna go in a different direction. Try to get a TV show, we're gonna go in a different direction. Had a successful TV show in My Wife and Kids, and we're gonna go in a different direction. Now he got another show that's a success on CBS, and I hope that they just don't go, we're just gonna go in a different direction. I hope that don't happen, bro.
I didn't.
In 1998, Damon hit Fox like a meteor, briefly dazzling, then gone in a flash. Damon Wayans starred as Damon Thomas, a sharp-tongued, politically incorrect undercover detective in Chicago. He was joined by David Alan Grier as Bernard, his down-on-his-luck brother, a wannabe cop who moonlighted as a rent-a-cop and full-time couch potato. Created in part by Wayans, the show delivered 13 episodes of sibling antics. Damon infiltrated the mafia one week, then faked a jail sentence to track down stolen bank loot the next. It wasn't exactly an action-packed thrill ride, but who needs explosions when you've got sharp banter and Greer's hilariously awkward charm? The real story revolved around the brothers Damon, the quick-witted bachelor juggling his crazy job, and Bernard, the lovable disaster who might as well have lived on Damon's couch permanently. Adding to the chaos was Damon's boss, who balanced being tough as nails with awkward attempts to find her sensitive side. Despite the In Living Color reunion vibes and a solid dose of humor, Fox didn't do the show any favors. The first 3 episodes aired on Sundays at 8:30, before being shuffled to Monday nights. Unsurprisingly, Damon lasted just 1 season. Fans still insist the jokes were sharp, the chemistry electric, and the cancellation undeserved. While Damon wasn't on air long enough to change TV history, it left a mark, albeit a small, funny one. Erie, Indiana, The Other Dimension. Remember Erie, Indiana? The quirky cult classic about the weirdest town on earth?
Nope.
Well, The Other Dimension is its younger, slightly awkward sibling. The spin-off aired on Fox Kids and aimed for a kid-friendly vibe. Think Twilight Zone, but with training wheels. This time, we follow Mitchell Taylor and his best friend Stanley Hope as they dive headfirst into the supernatural oddities of Erie, time loops, cursed objects, and mysteries that would make Scooby-Doo say, their neighborhood is basically a paranormal hotspot, but unlike the original show, this version leaned harder on slapstick than suspense. With 15 episodes and its one and only season, the show tried to recapture the magic of the original while keeping things light. It even threw in nods to the OG series, with Marshall Teller and Simon Holmes occasionally referenced as local legends. But while the original had a darker edge and deeper theme, The Other Dimension played it safer. Fans of the original series were underwhelmed by the watered-down tone and absence of the original cast charm. Yet for younger viewers just discovering the concept, it was an entry-level trip into the world of strange and unexplained. In the end, Erie, Indiana, The Other Dimension may not have lived up to the predecessor's cult status, but it offered its own bite-sized servings of the bizarre, and for some that was enough. Time Cop.
An elite team of agents track unlawful travelers across time. Their mission, protect the past, preserve the future. These agents are known as Time Cops.
In 1997, Time Cop tried to take a leap into TV history. Ironically, it's mostly remembered as a footnote, based on the 1994 Jean-Claude Van Damme movie about time-traveling law enforcement. The show expanded the concept into an episodic format that seemed like a no-brainer. Who wouldn't want to watch someone policing history and punching out bad guys through time? Turns out most people. The series followed Officer Jack Logan, a member of the Time Enforcement Commission, tasked with keeping history intact. Each week, Logan faced new threats to the timeline. Crooks trying to rewrite the past for personal gain. It should have been a winning formula: action, time travel, and infinite possibilities for wild historical shenanigans. But somehow, Time Cop managed to make time travel feel like a chore. ABC ordered 13 episodes but pulled the plug after airing only 9. Thanks to dismal ratings and viewers collectively shrugging, it turns out you need more than a cool premise to keep audiences engaged. Like, say, decent writing or characters people care about. The show's failure boiled down to a lack of effort. Despite the built-in franchise from the movie, the series couldn't convince viewers to stick around for Logan's weekly time-hopping adventures. After its short-lived TV run, the remaining episodes found a second life in syndication and on home video, where genre enthusiasts occasionally revisit it out of curiosity. While the show didn't leave a lasting mark, the Time Cop concept remains a cult favorite for its mix of action, sci-fi, and what-if scenarios. Unfortunately, this series proved that time travel can't fix everything, especially bad ratings.
Thank you. Now where are his clothes?
Sleepwalkers.
Discovered a deeper stage of sleep that allows us to travel into your dreams. As you descend, focus on my voice.
In the late 90s, NBC gave us Sleepwalkers, a sci-fi series that was as ambitious as it was short-lived, airing from November 1997 to May 1998. The show followed researchers of the Morpheus Institute, a team using experimental technology to enter the dreams of psychiatric patients. The goal? Diagnose and treat psychological issues from the inside out. Starring Bruce Greenwood as Dr. Nathan Bradford, the show combines science fiction, mystery, horror, and supernatural drama into a unique but precarious blend. While the concept was undeniably intriguing, Sleepwalker struggled to balance his surreal sci-fi elements with compelling storytelling. Creative tensions behind the scenes didn't help, and after just 2 nationally aired episodes, NBC pulled the plug. Of the 9 produced episodes, only a few aired on the West Coast, with the final 2 episodes never making it to US screens. The series' post-cancellation life was equally strange. The complete run never saw a US DVD release, but all 9 episodes surfaced as rental-only VHS tapes in Japan. Today, Sleepwalkers remains elusive with no plans for US home release. Despite its brief tenure, Sleepwalkers is a fascinating example of 90s sci-fi, exploring the intersection of technology and the subconscious. Holding a 50% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes, its clear opinions remained mixed, but for fans of obscure television, it's a dream worth revisiting, if you can find it. Mowgli, The New Adventures of the Jungle Book. In 1998, Mowgli, The New Adventures of the Jungle Book brought a fresh live-action take to the Rudy Garden.
I think I remember this.
Kipling's classic tales. Premiering on Fox Kids, the series
Yeah, I remember this. This come on Fox Kids. I remember this. Come on Fox Kids. Fox Kids was on UPN. I don't know where Fox Kids was or y'all or in y'all state, but in my state it was on UPN. And this used to come on, and then they would play like they play like Land Before the Time. The Land Before Time movies after this, because this would be the last show to be on. And then they would play like The Land Before Time, because this would be the last show on Fox Kids before the Fox Kids block would go off the air for Saturday. Yeah, bro. Yeah, it's all coming back to me now. Yeah, unlocking memories, boy. Ooh, I'm old as shit.
Elements from the Jungle Book and the second Jungle Book, while introducing new characters and modern twists. In this version, Mowgli is joined by an American girl traveling through India with her widowed doctor father. Together, they form a unique bond navigating the challenges and dangers of the jungle. With the help of Mowgli's animal companions, the show attempted to blend adventure and drama, exploring both the wild and civilized worlds. However, its execution left much to be desired. The opening sequence was cringeworthy, cobbled together from random clips that felt more chaotic than captivating. This disjointed style unfortunately set the tone for the rest of the series. Despite plans for a 26-episode season, only 6 episodes aired before the show was pulled from schedules on August 1st of '98. The rest of the series remains unseen, leaving fans curious about what might have been. While it may not have gained widespread acclaim, Mowgli, The New Adventures of the Jungle Book offered a unique perspective on Kipling's stories, mixing in modern elements and new friendships. In an obscure entry in the long list of adaptations, but one that's still remembered by those who caught its brief run. The Keenen Ivory Wayans Show.
Wasn't this a talk show? Wasn't this a late night talk show? Cause I remember this. Cause I remember I've seen episodes. I seen episodes where they had like Genuine on there, bro. And Genuine was performing on that bit. Hey, Genuine was going crazy, bro. Hey, that's why Genuine that nigga, bro. I ain't gonna go Genuine that nigga, bro. But I think my top 5 has changed. I don't think Genuine top 5. I'm gonna put Bobby Brown in my top 5.
In August 1997, Keenen Ivory Wayans stepped into the world of late-night television with his self-titled talk show. Known for creating the iconic In Living Color, Wayans brought his signature comedic flair to a format dominated by traditional hosts. The show featured a mix of celebrity interviews, comedic sketches, and live musical performances, aiming to set itself apart with humor that pushed boundaries. A standout segment, Keenan's Kung Fu Theater overdubbed classic kung fu films, showcasing Wayans' irreverent style. Big names of the era from Michael Jordan and Mike Tyson to Snoop Dogg and Buffy, either for interviews or performances. Despite its star-studded lineup, the show struggled to find its footing. Its reliance on monologues and interviews gave it the feel of a daytime talk show airing at night, which didn't resonate with late-night audiences. Behind the scenes, creative tensions added to the challenges. Wayans' vision of an edgy, unique format was sidelined in favor of a more conventional approach. The show only lasted 1 season, leaving Wayans disappointed but undeterred. While
once again, we see the vision, but I think we're gonna go in a different direction. That's what I think happened.
Short-lived, the Keenen Ivory Wayne show highlighted Wayne's versatility and ambition. It's a lesser-known chapter in his legacy as a trailblazer in television comedy, and one his siblings still rib him about to this day. Police Academy, the series. From 1997 to 1998, Police Academy the series brought the antics of the beloved film franchise to the small screen. This live-action sitcom followed a new class of quirky cadets at the Metropolitan Police Academy, now under the leadership of the First Commandant, played by Joe Flaherty. The cadets, each with their own quirks, stumble through police training in humorous and often absurd scenarios. Michael Winslow reprises his iconic role as Sergeant Lavelle Jones, delighting fans with his signature sound effects. However, Winslow was the only mainstay from the original films in a recurring role. To boost ratings, the show leaned heavily on guest appearances by other franchise favorites. Despite running for a full 26-episode season, the show struggled to capture the charm of the films. While it aimed to blend slapstick comedy with nostalgic callbacks, it failed to win over critics or viewers. Ultimately, it was not renewed for a second season. Police Academy, the series, remains a footnote in the franchise history, a valiant but flawed attempt to expand the universe. Though it's often remembered as a misstep, it still offered diehard fans a chance to revisit the world.
Can we just be honest for a second? I think TV adaptations of movies, if you're not going to have the original cast in there, it's not going to work. Unless it's a cartoon, of course. If it's a cartoon, it's going to work. But like live action in real life, live action, TV adaptations of a popular movie, they're not going to work. Like, imagine if they did that with Men in Black. If you don't have Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones on there, nobody's gonna watch that shit. That's why you do a cartoon of it. So that's why I don't understand why they just didn't go into the animation. If you're gonna do TV adaptations of a movie, just do cartoon versions, because you can get away with different voice actors. You could have the same characters, just different voice actors. Their voice is gonna sound different, but it's still gonna be the same character. So that makes a lot more sense. But when you try to do like a TV adaptation or something live and you don't have the actual actors from the movie in there, it suffers. It's like, bro, I'm not trying to watch this shit.
World of Police Academy one last time. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe for more videos just like this.
Alrighty, that's just gonna be hey.
This video we're diving.
But anyway, so that's just gonna about do it for this one, man. I will see you all in the next video. Till then, peace out. Hardhead ass YouTube, man.